Hey there, Start here. Hope you all had a nice weekend. Over the weekend, I was just thinking of some different teams I could do, some ways I could just kind of make it fun and interesting. And I thought it would be really fun to do sort of a tribute team to the one and only Sinzar. So Sinzar, this one goes out to you. If you didn't know, Sinzar is a huge fanboy of Bartz. To put it another way, Bartz is to Sinzar as Esther is to me, right? So it's that sort of level of love for the unit. And it just so happens that there are 3 different Bartzes in Final Fantasy Brave Exvius. There's the original 3-star Bartz that came out, a long time ago. There's the 5-star Bartz. Who actually got in Neo Vision Awakening. Actually had a bit of a resurgence when he got his Neo Vision Awakening. He came out around the time that Ferris came out, and there was a bit of a wind meta resurgence when he came out. So he had his moment in the sun. And then there is the Neo Vision base Bartz, who didn't really have his moment in the sun, unfortunately, because he didn't really get... I guess when he first came out, there was, again, that sort of moment where wind was kind of strong, and he was I think he came out for a Dark Visions event, and he was, pretty good for that particular Dark Visions event, but fell off pretty quickly, sadly, and unfortunately, much to Sinzar's chagrin, never got his upgrades that he was supposed to get from JP, which were, supposed to make him, I guess, a little more relevant. He never got those, sadly, and so unfortunately Bartz just never quite made it back to the meta. But we do have 3 different Bartzes, so I can get 3 different unique units, and while I'm at it, I can definitely support and say thank you to Sinzar for everything that Sinzar has done for the FFBE community. He's been playing and making content for this game since the beginning. All right, from day one, and he stuck with it all the way to the end. Where other content creators fell away and quit, Sinzar went down with the ship like any good content creator should. So thank you so much, Sinzar, for everything you've done for Final Fantasy Brave Exvius. I've certainly used Sinzar's guides in the past. Before I became a content creator myself, I definitely looked to Sinzar's guides many a time, just to get better ideas of how teams are structured, how to play the game, to learn tips and tricks on different trials and things. And of course, much like many of you guys, always enjoyed the weekly news from Sinzar. I feel incredibly lucky and fortunate to have been a guest on Sinzar's news vid. One time I did get to be a news on the news once. I think it was for Melissa, a Curse of Immunity Melissa, which was really fun to get to chat about that unit. But yeah, he's just been a mainstay. He's been a rock, the guiding light, the touchstone for many of us. So thank you, Sinzar. This team here is for you. Now let's take a look at the gear. We've got Kaito, pretty much the same thing you've seen him before. Empress's Rod, Treasure Memorial Ring for that turn 1 morale fill. And then we've got just tons of Elemental Resist gear, Blizzard Orb for counters because he will be tanking for the first 2/3 of the fight. Lots of Elemental Resist, Winged Heart for Ailment Resist. Everybody needs to have innate Ailment Resist because we don't have any kind of Ailment Resist buff on the party. And then he's got Melissa's Vision card for the morale fill. So he's got, good Elemental Resist across the board, and Ailment Resist so that he, doesn't get any kind of ailments, and he shouldn't die from any kind of elemental attack. And that's pretty much it. All right. So NV Bart. Bartz, we'll call him Bartz the Third because he's the 3rd iteration. So Bartz the Third. I wanted them to have something to do. I wanted each of the Bartzes to have something to contribute to the team. And this one is going to be kind of like our healer. So he's got Tome of Lakshmi for the Kiraga. Also gave him dual cast so that he can dual cast it if needed be. He also has the High Celestite Crown of Will, which not only has nice elemental resist across the board, but also has this nice skill which can revive everybody, does a 100% HP heal and a re-raise on it, which, is more of just an emergency button if I need to use it, but it's nice to have it there. Ailment Resist from Winged Heart. Melissa's Vision card for morale fill. And then in his Brave Shift form, he's really just here for his Lightning Imperil. So he does a 130 Lightning Imperil, and that's pretty much all he's doing in his Brave Shift form. So he's either healing the party or he's doing a break force. You can see he's got lots of elemental resists across the board in both forms. That is important to make sure that everyone sort of survives pretty much the first 2/3 of the fight. You know, people will be essentially face tanking all the magic damage, so we definitely need to have elemental resists to cover that. And then in the stretch, in the last few turns of the fight, Esther will be omni tanking, so we don't need to worry about it quite so much. All right, so my Esther, lots of elemental resists, all right, is very, very important because she will be omni tanking once we pass the 30% threshold. All right, she'll be tanking everything, so she needs good elemental resist to make sure she survives. Otherwise, tons of clash gear for damage. Elemental resist, as you can see, perfect provocation because we do want her to provoke all the single target attacks. That includes the magic attacks and the physicals, so that Kaito jumps out and covers that. And then, yeah, just a good vision card. So Zahn's card is great, but, you know, you could also use Aithne's card. Any card really works. So she's good to go. 300 Demon, Human, Fairy, and Reaper. Awesome. All right, Bartz Dieu. All right, Bartz the second. He is going to be our elemental buff support. So I gave him Calamity Border. This is from, which trial is this from? I want to say it's from the old, is it from the Old Moon? I think it's from like the first Moon trial, the Bloody Moon. I think that's where this is from. But anyways, it does a 40% elemental resist buff across the board for all allies for 2 turns, and that will come in handy in the beginning just to make sure everyone is covered on their elemental resistances. All right. And then Earth Dwells the Heart, that's just there for a form of guts, so that he, you know, in case, it's more of like, again, it's more of an emergency. It's like a just in case. When we pass the 30% threshold is most likely when we're going to need that, because Morgana does the Ghastly Nightmare plus some fixed damage, it usually ends up killing the weaker players that have like lower HP. All right, Melissa's vision card for morale fill there. We don't really use his Brave Shift form at all. He's just going to stay in normal form pretty much the whole time and just keep doing like Calamity Border, and that's pretty much it. Unless, except for on turns where he's going to be doing Entrust. So this is one of the reasons why having 2 Bartzes on the team actually works really well, because this one and the original gangster Bartz, they both have Entrust in their kit, which we are going to use. That's going to come in handy for this one to refill our Esters so we can do back-to-back LBs. Speaking of the OG, here he is. Lots of elemental resists across the board. Ailment resist, so whatever you need to do to get that. He also has Dispel Force. You get that from Angeal, and we're going to use that on turn 1 to remove the big 150 elemental imperils from the party. I did give him a vision card. I used a master card because, hey, why not? I mean, we've got the resources now, might as well. I gave him a master card so that I could give him this vision card for the guts. All right, so that way he has a form of guts. Again, for pushing that 30% threshold. That's the only reason. All right, and that's pretty much it. All right, let's check out Sinzar's bunny. Now, first thing you're going to notice is looking at the elemental resists, he is not fully resistant to everything except for fire and ice. That is a problem when you pass the 30% threshold, but that's why my Esther is going to start omni-tanking after we push that 30% threshold, okay? So she will be covered, my Esther will be covering all the damage from there on out. That's when Morgana starts doing like all the elements. She starts just throwing all the elements at you when you push that 30% threshold and starts imperiling all those elements. And so that's why my Esther is going to start omni-tanking at that point, because Sinzar's Esther is not fully resistant and we don't have a big enough buff to make sure that Sinzar Esther wouldn't die. Yeah, it's fine. It all works out. It's not a big deal. Just some fun things that I had to figure out and work out in the rotation to make sure that it all gets done. So Sinzar's Esther is definitely sort of, it's like a general bunny build. Lots of clash gear, Dark Apocalypse, Blizzard Orb for the death resist, Escape Artist to make her full evade, Omni Killers with Chains of Strength, Code of Samurai, and just a nice high attack vision card. So Omni Killers obviously good to go. So this is like a very, very good general general build for your Esther for taking on just about anything. All right, so here's the team. Let's honor Sinzar by getting this one done. All right, let's do it. Okay, actually, first thing we want to do before we do anything else is use Dispel Force to go ahead and get rid of our Elemental Imperils. Okay, and then Bartz is going to do Calamity Border for the buffs. So now we're all resistant across the board. Okay, Kaito is going to shift to Brace Shift, and he's going to stay there for the remainder of the fight. He's just going to do Triple Deep for morale fill. That's all we got to do here is just fill up morale for the first couple turns. All right, and this Bartz will do double Curaga because that also fills up morale. All right, Sinzar's bunny is going to do all right, we're going to do Voltage Spike, Voltaic Field, and Bunny Bait on Kaito. All right, my Esther is just going to do killers, so Human, Undead, Fairy. All right, so should be resistant to all the elements. All right, really the only element she throws at us in the first half of the fight is just AoE Ice Magic, and then she does a lot of single target like Ice and Light and Dark. So my Esther covers all of that, but the AoE Ice is the one you want to make sure we're especially resistant to. And so that's why this Bartz also has Carbuncle Esper, so that he can do Bar Blizzaga for that extra ice, the extra ice buff. Okay. And then this Bartz can actually do Blue Mage White Wind because it'll do not only some healing, but it'll also do a little bit of a wind buff, which is kind of nice. All right, this Bartz again is just gonna, actually I'm just gonna reload those guys once I'm done here. Let's see, Esther, so Sinzar's Esther will do a Limitless Plus. Let's go ahead and imbue ourselves. And let's do Overcharged Atmosphere for the killers. All right, my Esther will do Limitless Plus, Demon Killer, and what else do you need to do? I guess we need to do Rainbow Plus because we've already imbued ourselves. So yeah. All right, let's do that, and then we'll just do reload and send these guys again. Okay. So Kaito is full evade, so he's tanking all the physicals. No problem. Alright, so this Bart's just going to do Bar Blizzaga again. This one's going to go back and do Calamity Border again, because that only lasts for 2 turns, so you kind of have to keep on top of that. This Bart's is now going to shift and do the 130 Imperil. Kaito does Torrential Downpour, Deadly Stream, Natural Flux. And then the Esters just do what Esters do, they murder. Okay. Now this will not hit this is not going to hit the 70% threshold. Yeah, we typically do between 3 and 4 bill, or sorry, 3.5 and 4 bill on that one. But it's okay, that's why we have 2 Bartzes who can entrust, so that we can just go again next turn and easily push that first HP lock. Okay, let's do Entrust. Entrust. Okay. Kaito will just, again, Torrential Downpour, Deadly Stream, Natural Flux. And we just reload, send Bartz again. And Esters go again. And this should easily push the HP lock. Okay. So you see my Esther is provoking all that single target magic, which is all elemental. And yeah, she's fully resistant to all of that, no problem. And then Kaito covers all the physicals. All right, so we are going to take a quick setup turn here so that we can push the 50% threshold next turn. So we'll do another Limitless because we're going to do our SLB next turn anyways. We'll do a Bunny Bait on Kaito. And we'll do a Smiles with Sylvie, because when you push the 50% and 30% threshold, she starts doing those ghastly nightmares at the thresholds. And that can present an issue if anyone is like not fully resistant to the magic damage. It can come very close to killing them, if not killing them outright. So we got to be very careful about that. All right. Sinzar's Esther will do Limitless Plus, and then we'll do Human and Undead. Okay, and that should cover us there. All right, Bartz here can do, again, Blizzaga. So the OG does Blizzaga. We'll do Calamity Border again. This one can shift back to normal now and just do double Curaga for Morale Fill. Kaito will just do triple Deep for Morale Fill. And we should be good there. Okay, so now we're ready to push the 50% threshold. Okay, Bartz again. I'm just going to reload them because they're just going to reload. Kaito does Torrential Downpour, Deadly Stream, Natural Flux. Alright, Bartz is going to shift. Crushing Blade for the Imperil. Esther's just go. Okay, and then I'm just going to reload and send the Bartzes, the other two. All right, this should push the 50% threshold without issue. Let's see. Yeah, all right, excellent. Wow, 4 bill, yeah, too easy. All right, so there's the Ghastly Nightmare. As you see, it does reduce our HP by half. She doesn't do any fixed damage on this one, which is good. That comes on the 30% threshold. But if we weren't totally resistant to all the magic damage, it could potentially kill some of our units. So that's why we did the Smiles with Sylvie as sort of a prep turn. Okay, now we are going to do... who did Smiles with Sylvie before? So we're going to do another Smiles with Sylvie here. We're gonna do it doesn't matter if we do, yeah, we don't need to do those killers. We do Smiles with Sylvie. We need to do Limitless, just a regular Limitless, and let's do Inthundaga. Make sure we're imbued. I definitely made that mistake before. Alright, so we'll do Limitless again. We'll do another Voltage Spike to make sure that anytime we don't have like one of our Limitless bursts, we still have a 300% LB damage buff. And then I'll do Overcharge Atmosphere on mine, because that should maintain hurt 300% killers for the remainder of the fight, I think. Alright, and then Bartz can come back. We'll do double Curaga, even though I don't really need it. It's just for morale fill. These two can, yeah, we're just going to reload and send them again. Kaito can just do triple deep. Alright, we did re-up his bunny bait, right? He does still have it, yeah, 3 turns of cover, perfect. Okay. Alright, so, I think that's what we need. Should be good there. Okay. There we go. All right, all going well so far. All right, now it's time to entrust once again. All right, so entrust and entrust. All right, now this is not going to push the threshold. I mean, unless we both roll like stupidly high, I highly doubt we're going to push the 30% threshold, and that's fine. We'll have our SLBs come online next turn, and we'll just go again. Okay, see how we do. Yeah, we came close. We usually come pretty close, but yeah, we're typically doing like around 2.5, 2.6 there. I think it would take both of us rolling like super high to hit the 3 billion that we need on that turn. If we had done Limitless Plus, we definitely would have done it, but I wanted to save that Limitless Plus just because we wouldn't have our SLB to sort of re-up it necessarily. I mean, I guess you could. It's just, yeah. It's not a big deal. It's not a big deal, as you're gonna see. All right. So we'll do Bar Blizzaga again, just to have something to do. We'll do Calamity Border again, just to have something to do. Crushing Blade. We're gonna just do our usual deal here. Torrential Downpour, Deadly Stream, Natural Flux. All right. And then we just go again. Okay, so this is where it gets a little dangerous. You see there, they definitely took a hit. Okay. All right, so those two Bartzes did bite it, but that's fine. Okay. So this one's going to use Gilded Convalescence. You could also just summon, excuse me, you could also just summon Lakshmi to fully restore everybody. But Gilded Convalescence is nice because it also comes with the added re-raise. So yeah, that's why I do that. So I'll go ahead and use that here. We'll go ahead and do some NP restore for everybody. All right, so now it's time for Esther to start tanking. Okay, so she'll do Electromagnetic Shield for the Omni tank. We'll do... What else will she do? We are going to need to re-up our Voltaic Field. And then... we do Light Speed Blitz. Yeah, we're going to do Light Speed Blitz on Kaito, because Kaito's going to go ahead and start using Crashing Wave on this turn. And we just want to make sure we have it ready to go for future if we need it. Like if it takes longer than expected, we just want to make sure he can maintain that Crashing Waves pretty much with full uptime. All right, Sinzar's Bun Bun is going to start doing some killers. All right. Yep, so that should be good. All right, and these guys basically just keep doing what they do. Okay. All right. So yeah, Esther taking it from here. But since Kaito's not tanking, that's why we need the Crashing Wave to keep dispelling those buffs. All right. We're going to do Limitless Plus now. We're going to make sure we re-imbue ourselves within Thundaga. Oh, actually, this one needs to do the other killers. So let's do... So Sinzar needs to finish off the kill... Oh, he's only got Demon. Yeah, okay. So he's only got Demon Killer left. So then... Yeah, we could do, like, just Rainbow Storm Plus. Alright, my Esther will do Thundaga, Limitless Plus, and... I guess... we need the Voltage Spike, don't we? Just in case. So let's do Limitless Plus, Rainbow Plus, and let's see. We don't really need the Rainbow Plus. What am I thinking? Let's just do Limitless Plus, Voltage Spike, and Demon Killer to make sure he finishes off his killers, and to make sure we have a 300% LB damage buff for the turn after our burst, because there's a chance we might not kill. So we just want to be prepared for that. All right, so my Esther does In Thundaga, Limitless Plus, and what else does she want to do here? She doesn't really need to do anything, does she? Yeah, I guess she could just do... We've already done our field, haven't we? What does she want to do here? Does it matter? It doesn't matter, does it? It absolutely doesn't matter. Let's just do another Voltaic field. Alright, I'm just going to reload these guys. We don't have to shift him. What are we doing? Let's just hit the boss with something. And Kaito can just, again, triple deep. All right. All right, time for a big boy burst. Okay, it probably won't kill, just like our first one. You know, our first one didn't push the threshold. This one's not going to kill from here, most likely. But who knows? We could get lucky. All right, Calamity Border, Barbazaga, pretty much the same things where you've all been doing. All right, and let's just see how we go. Okay, not bad, not bad. Wow, that's actually a pretty low roll, now that I think about it. That's all right. Definitely within killing range from there. Within striking distance. Okay, and now Bartz will do their final entrust, entrusting their souls unto Esther's to get the job done. Okay. Crashing Wave, Deadly Stream, Natural Flux, Crushing Blade, and yeah, 8% left. We should easily kill from here. Let me just double check, make sure we're still imbued. Like, that would be hilarious if I forgot that. Yep. Okay, still good there. We got all our killers. Yeah, we're good enough there. Let's do it. Boom. Excellent. Lucky number 13 with the Sinzar. Nice, nice. All right. Well, there's just one more way you all can take care of Morgana. You know, if you love Bartz as much as Sinzar does, take those Bartzes in there and get your 3 unique units. Get them out of the way. And yeah, there you go. Look, in true fashion, Sinzar showing me up, doing more damage than me. Never fails, never fails. You know, I try to do some content. Sinzar always gets the last laugh. Once again, it's truly fitting, truly fitting. Thank you so much, Sinzar, for your bun. Thank you for everything you've done for the community. And yeah, stick with me, guys. Still plenty of clears to go before I reach 30. This is only, what, 23 out of 50? So plenty. I've got 27 more unique units to go from here. Thank you all so much for following me, and I will see you on the other side.